You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. For years, we looked at Verasity as a titan of ad tech, a project fighting fraud with patented proof-of-view technology. But after this week, the only fraud the community sees is staring right back at them from the team itself. We just witnessed a 50% candle to the downside, wiping out portfolios and trust in a single announcement. The charts are bleeding, the sentiment is apocalyptic, and the team just inflated the supply to 200 billion tokens while launching a shiny new distraction called Plural. If you are holding this bag, you are rightfully angry. I'm right there with you. But anger does not save capital. Strategy does. Today, I'm putting feelings aside to look at the cold, hard data. We are sitting at the very bottom of a multi-year channel. This is the moment where we either see a dead cat bounce that lets us exit with dignity, or we flush down to levels that look like zero. I have a specific plan to short this breakdown if we lose support, targeting a 30 to 40% move to the downside. We need to talk about how to trade this disaster without getting emotional. Let's set the stage. Right now, Verasity is trading around 0.3015. That is effectively all-time low territory if you adjust for the massive dilution we just got hit with. We are seeing volume spikes, but not the good kind. This is panic selling mixed with confusion. The market sentiment has shifted from buy the dip to call the authorities. When you look at the social metrics, it is pure vitriol. Long-term holders who have been staking since 2021 are capitulating. The trust currency, which is the only thing that matters in crypto, is currently bankrupt. Usually, I would look for a contrarian entry here. When there is blood in the streets, you buy, right? But this time feels different. This is not just market turbulence. This is a fundamental alteration of the agreement between the project and the investor. The chart is hanging by a thread at a critical support line. If this snaps, we are entering price discovery to the downside. However, before we map out the trade, you need to understand exactly what the team did to trigger this implosion, because it changes how we value this token forever. The core of this crash comes down to a strategic update that felt more like a rug pull to many loyalists. The Verasity Foundation decided to overhaul the entire ecosystem. They ditched the old roadmap, scrapped the highly anticipated Tron migration for proof-of-view tokens, and dropped the bombshell. They are inflating the max supply of VRA to 200 billion. Just think about that number, 200 billion. For a project that built its brand on token burns and deflationary mechanics, this is a slap in the face. It renders past burns completely meaningless. But they did not stop there. They introduced a new token, PLRL, or Plural, capping it at 10 billion. The optics are terrible. It looks like they are labeling VRA a dinosaur legacy project while pivoting value to this new shiny object. Major community voices are furious. We saw Erwin, a longtime supporter, post a heartbreaking thread about losing 6 figures and feeling completely screwed over. He mentioned how the team cashed in hundreds of millions while the community held the bag. Then you have Wiz and Blockzite pointing out the red flags, hiding behind patents, blindly changing strategy, and the slow roll of delistings. It is the classic slow rug playbook. The team claims this is necessary for long-term scalability and B2B operations. But the market is voting with its wallet, and the vote is a hard no. This isn't just a bad update, it is a governance failure. They bypassed holder rights and unilaterally diluted your equity. That's why the price is in freefall.
Now, let's turn off the noise and look at the damage on the 2-week chart. This is where we find our salvation or our ruin. The first thing you notice is this massive descending channel, marked by those orange dotted lines. This structure has contained price action since the peak in 2021. Every time we hit the top, we rejected. Every time we hit the bottom, we bounced. Right now, we are grinding exactly on that lower support trendline. This is the do or die zone. Technically, we are also below a steep descending trendline from the local peak in December 2024, shown in white. Price is significantly below the 10 and 21 EMAs, the blue lines, as well as the 55 and 100 EMAs. When price is below all major moving averages, the trend is undeniably bearish. There's no bull case here yet, only a relief rally case. Let's look at the indicators. The Heikin Ashi RSI at the bottom is showing extreme oversold conditions. It has never been this low in the history of the token. Typically, this is a buy for a bounce situation. But remember, indicators can stay oversold longer than you can stay solvent, especially when fundamentals have broken. To the left, look at the volume profile.
The point of control, the price level with the most traded volume, is way up at 0.0014. That is miles away. We are currently in a low volume void. If we lose this channel support, there is very little or none structural support below us. I'm using Fibonacci extension levels to find where the floor might be. Anchoring from the January 2023 low to the February 2024 high, we have smashed through the 1618 extension. The next major magnetic level is the 2618 Fibonacci extension. My strategy here is not about investing anymore. It's about damage control. I have a load zone marked in green right where we are sitting, but I'm only nibbling here to lower my average entry price for a potential bounce. This is a high-risk play. If we close a daily candle below this channel support, my thesis flips instantly to short. I'll open a short position with 1x or 2x leverage max. No degen leverage here because the volatility is too high. My target for that short is that 2618 fib level at 0.408. That represents roughly 30 to 40% drop from current levels. However, if the channel holds and we get a dead cat bounce from these oversold conditions, I'm looking for an exit liquidity pump. My first take profit target for the long position is at 0.304. I would sell 70% of the position there. That's previous support turning into resistance. If by some miracle we reclaim that, the secondary target is the top of the channel, but I'm not holding my breath for that. Stop losses are critical here. For the long attempt, if we lose the channel, I cut it immediately. For the short position, if we reclaim the channel and get back above it, I'm out. We have to be nimble. This is catching a falling knife in the middle of an earthquake. So, what's the strategic outlook? We have to balance the catastrophic fundamentals with the extremely oversold technicals. The bear case is the most likely scenario right now. The trust is gone, and usually, price follows trust. If the broader crypto market takes a hit, VRA will likely lead the drop, slicing through support and heading to that 2618 fib level. That's where the math says we go. The bull case, or rather the survival case, relies entirely on a technical reaction. Sellers might be exhausted. We could see a sharp, violent wick up as shorts cover. This is your window to exit. Do not get greedy thinking we are going back to all-time highs. This project has labeled itself a dinosaur. Believe them. I'm looking at a timeline of 3 to 4 weeks for this to play out. If we just go sideways here, that's bearish. We need an immediate reaction off this support line. If we linger here too long, gravity takes over. Verasity has taught us a brutal lesson this week. In crypto, technology means nothing without integrity. They built a brand on verifying truth, yet left their community guessing what is real. I'm treating this trade purely as a mercenary. I'm here to extract what value remains and move that capital into projects that respect their holders. If you are still in this trade, do not let hope cloud your judgment. Set your levels, respect your stop losses, and remember that capital preservation is the goal. If you want to track this setup in real time with me, or see where I am rotating this capital next, check the link in the pinned comment. I post my daily chart updates there. Stay safe, protect your stack, never financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.